Hey, Tessa from MamasGeeky here. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. My name's Tessa Smith with MamasGeeky.com, and thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time to talk with me today about Resident Alien Season 2. I have seen the first 3 episodes, and I'm obsessed. I cannot wait to see more. It's so good. A perfect continuation from Season 1. I would love to know what's in store for your character for Season 2, without spoilers, of course.
Yeah, Season 2, I think, we pick up right where we left off in our investigation. We are honing in on, well, the actual Harry Vanderspeigle, who we come to discover, is responsible for Sam Hodges' death. We come to figure out why that, or we're investigating why that has happened. And the relationship between Sheriff Mike and Deputy Liv is reconforming and reconfiguring now that, she's made it clear, and rightfully so, that the way that he was treating her was not acceptable. And I think he's come to respect her for standing up to him and acknowledging her investigative skills. He needs her. And as much as it pains his ego to say he needs anyone, I think he's come to accept that he needs Deputy Liv.
Well, Harry tried to leave the planet, and because Max stowed away, ends up back on Earth. And since he's still in his human form, he is challenged with human emotions again this season. And the longer he stays in human form and on Earth, the more human he becomes. And this is a problem for him this season. He's having an identity crisis, and he's trying to maintain his alienness and maintain his hatred for the human race while slowly being wooed by them, just a little bit at a time. A little bit. It's just his anger and resentment is eroding bit by bit, and he's fighting it to the net.
Asta gets to have a lot more fun. I feel like in Season 1, she had a lot of very dramatic things happening, and so you see us at summertime. You get to see Darcy and Asta on the boat, the girls' night episode, dancing around. I just think that it's a little bit more lighthearted for Asta. It's not to say that she's not going to have even more depressing, dramatic things that may or may not happen in Season 2, because that's just, I feel like she's a magnet to some of that energy. But what I think is most exciting is that you're going to see her really start to rise above that type of energy. Yeah. And that's something you really couldn't witness in Season 1 because she had to go through it. And now in Season 2, she has to go, oh, okay, this is always going to follow me. So
also
I got a deal.
Also some travel. Can we say some travel?
Yes. And some lusting, not.
Oh my God, that's the thing. I mean, I really wish
Darcy.
I was watching the first 3 and I was like, it's a kind of a shame that they didn't get to see a little bit of episode 4, because that's when Justin Rain comes in, who plays my love interest this season, Elliot. And we are just so lucky to have Justin, who is a force and like really good in the role. And when we first saw him, he auditioned for a role for Season 1 and it didn't fit quite right. But then we saw him again and he didn't actually have a callback. He just had a cold read, chemistry read with me. And it was like, we all just like, we had some really good options. And then we saw him and we were like, okay, it's over. Like
chemistry off the page. It was beautiful.
He absolutely brought something to the role that we didn't expect, just kind of in the way that I feel like I brought something to the role of Darcy that they weren't really writing. Justin brought something to this little part that kind of helps my character. You see her, I will say, in a new light, I think, in this season, which was really exciting for me as an actor. And hopefully it's a memeable love affair.
I got to ask you, Alan, how long does it take to get into that makeup?
It takes about 2 hours. 2 hours.
That's
That's it. It depends. If I'm the full alien, there's 2 aliens. There's the alien that Max, the little boy, sees, where I'm wearing human clothes and I just have the head and the hands. That is a 2-hour process. If I'm the full alien who's walking around alien-like, that's closer to 4 because there's a chest piece and then the arms. So I've basically, yeah, they glue everything to me. I don't have chest hair anymore. It's all been shaved off. It's all, it's, it's a bit embarrassing to go to the pool. I've got to say, because it's all growing out in different lengths. I don't know. It's not great.
Well, hey, ladies, congratulations on season 2. Super exciting. Hopefully many, many more.
Thank you.
Favorite things about this show is that there's this positive female friendship. You guys aren't in like competition all the time. You love each other. I absolutely adore that. Can you talk about the importance of bringing that to screen?
Yes. I think it's always important to see a female friendship talk about things other than men. So that passes the Bechdel test, you know. But I also think it's so refreshing to see Asta and Darcy, who are chosen family, spend time together, go through ups and downs, have some fights and make up. I think it's really important to show that, you know, it's not easy. Long-term friendships are just like any other relationship you have in your life. You have to really trust one another and you have to go through the ups and downs. And so I think it's really interesting to see that. And it's been so rewarding to work with Alice. She's changed my life for the better. And I'm so grateful to have her as a scene partner. Mainly because how awful would it be if we didn't like each other? We do so much together.
Yeah.
But like, it's so fun and refreshing. TJ, my husband, will be like, how was work? And I'm like, well, I was with Alice today. So it was amazing.
Aww.
You know, every time, like,
Yeah.
where I don't ever go into work and knowing I'm going to have a scene with her and feel, you know, anything but just joy.
Yeah. I know my partner and I were watching on when we saw the first 3, and he just was like reacting to our scenes together, and he's just like, I can't believe it's so good. It's so good. And
that's what TJ was saying.
yeah, it's just for people that are closest to us to be able to watch it, like that's real. You can tell. And for me as a sci-fi fan, you know, I feel like we're passing the intergalactic Bechdel test, you know, like for me, you know, because like I've been a Star Trek fan. I've been a sci-fi fan my whole life. And there's so many women who are geeks and fans of this stuff. And female friendship is so underrepresented. Femme personalities are so underrepresented in terms of leadership that I really love what this show is doing and filling that space. And the way that it interacts with the intergalactic sort of alien presence is really wonderful. So I'm so happy and grateful to be a part of that.
So in this season, Harry builds a bunker, and I'd love to know, if we were coming to the end of the world, what are your 3 must-puts in your bunker that you would need no matter what?
Oh my gosh, Xbox Xbox with Halo in it, but could that just be one?
That can be one.
Halo Xbox. That's just one. I guess a Kindle, like a reader with all the books. So many books. You need books to read. And finally, oh my gosh, my wife.
That's nice. That was
my
nice
wife
of you.
there would be great.
Corey, how about you?
Honestly, you know, if it's the end of the world, I don't want to be in a bunker. Just let me go, man. I'm done. I don't want to fucking come out of a bunker and be in some Mad Max world. No, screw that, dude. Just whatever took out everybody else, just get me to. You know,
just say bye.
Like, yeah, bring on the asteroid. You know, so.
I would like to amend my 3 things. Same things, but I just like to put my wife first. Just, you know, in case.
I was thinking you better clean that up.
Yeah.
Great question. Wow. Alice,
Popcorn?
think about this.
I would say popcorn. a Leatherman, some sort of fuel. I always think fuel is the thing people forget about. Something flammable, you know what I mean? But people always think, I got to have rations or whatever. But you never, if you watch a lot of sci-fi like I do, it's really like the chemical compounds to make other chemical compounds, and I spend a lot of time thinking.
I do.
Because if you had like an ethyl alcohol, you could make, you could make hairspray. Actually, I'm learning I need to know a lot more about chemistry. So that's maybe I'll bring a chemistry book.
Yeah, I feel like some sort of multi-purpose tool of some kind. I also very similarly need a hammock. Everywhere I go, I just need a hammock to lie in.
That's such a good one. That's such a good one. People don't think enough about that.
They don't think about the hammock as much as they should.
A towel. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy says a towel. That's like the number one thing. It can be a blanket. It can be a coat. It's absorbent.
Exactly. And also, can we just is it possible? Can I bring like an endless stream of hot water? I just feel like hot water is
right?
What a gift.
I always think that.
Like hot showers. Can you imagine living without hot showers for the rest of? No, I couldn't do it.
What a true gift. We really are very, very lucky, especially in a first world country.
Also, my Equinox membership.
Duh.
Just kidding. I'm not bringing that.
I gotta ask you guys what it's like to work with Alan, because just in talking to him, he was like hysterical in 5 minutes with him. So I gotta imagine on set, is he just always hilarious?
He's not. He's a professional. I mean, like, Alan is a funny person, and when there's downtime, he's wonderful to talk to, and he's very open and loves to hear about other people. He's not like, self-absorbed, I would say, in any way. But he also knows how to run a set and sets a standard, I think, of quality, and sort of like, he doesn't tolerate fools. That's what I'll say, in a good way.
Yeah, he was a lot more laid back, quiet, reserved than I was expecting when I first started working with him. But it makes sense because he has to reserve that energy for when we're working. And when we are working, it's hilarious. Take after take, I'm not sure what I'm going to get. I have to come prepared with what I know the scene to be, but I have no idea what he's going to bring, which is very refreshing. But in a personal sense, he definitely cracks jokes here and there, but he loves to talk about what he's reading. He loves to talk about politics. He loves to talk about his wife and his little dogs. He's actually very sweet and keeps to himself. So he leaves the jokes mostly for on set.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, he did say he would bring his wife in the bunker. That was he did say her third, and then he said, I changed my mind. She's first.
Oh, right.
And then
I just assumed my husband would be in there with me. But if he's not, that's a definite number one.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Again, congratulations on season 2. Hopefully many, many more.
Thank you.
Is one of my favorite shows. So thank you guys.
Thanks, Tessa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tessa. Be well.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much to all of my monetary supporters, my members here on YouTube, as well as my patrons. If you haven't joined yet, please consider doing so. We have some really awesome perks, including a monthly Zoom meeting where we get to talk face to face. Thank you again to everyone who supports me.